Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be practicing a high crawl through the snow. So I've got the target set up over here. I'm going to start off about 100 feet back from the camera, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a high crawl through the snow, moving slowly and every so often taking a shot at that target. Your job is to try and find me and let me know in the comments at what point you saw me, right? And you can basically just give me like the minute mark, the minute and second mark, and that'll tell me at what point you saw me. Okay, so this isn't going to be a fast-paced video. I've done a couple of other videos last week where I was kind of like moving in a high crouch position. In this video, I'm going to be, staying close to the ground, moving a lot more slowly. So it's not going to be as action packed. So get yourself like a cup of coffee or something, and you can, try to find me. Okay. So a couple of things I have learned by doing this exercise, right? Because you just gotta do it. As you do it, you learn it. And I've been studying the videos. First thing I learned is I had to put some camo on my glasses, right, to break up that outline. All right. Other thing I've been doing is this time I'm using the Arcturus face paint. Got that on Amazon. I'm playing around with one of the grayish colors, right? They have like a gray, kind of greenish color. That's what you're seeing there. I want to see how that looks in the camera at different distances. Right now I'm about 10 feet away from the camera. All right. So I want to see how that looks. I've been kind of working on blending it in so it doesn't look like a solid stripe. I'm still working with the stripe, right? Because that goes through the eye and that kind of does that long pull. But I'm kind of I am blending it in a little bit so that the lines aren't so solid, so it looks a little bit more uh, natural. Or rather, it's the opposite of what you would of what your brain would expect, right? And that's how I'm breaking up basically I'm trying to break up the T structure, right? The T box. That's the eyes, the horizontal eyes, and this vertical shadow that's cast over here from the nose. That's what I'm trying to break up, and I'm doing that with the horizontal line. Okay. Another thing I noticed in the videos is a lot of times as I was when I was low to the ground, my hood was kind of like in the way. So what I would end up doing is pulling my, pulling my jacket hood back, and I had a black sweater, and basically now you saw a big black circle. So I'm using a light colored hood underneath my snow jacket. So in case I need to pull this back, you don't see a very distinguished, black circle that obviously screams out head. Okay, so that's another thing. The other thing that I learned from studying my private videos, my prior videos, is to put some paint on the lips. Because what I noticed in some of the earlier videos, my lips were like kind of like standing out. You could see a very distinct like pinkish type of color. So I put a little paint on that. So this is perfect training weather. We've got some snow coming down, which to me is an opportunity, right? Because you want to train in realistic conditions, and also the thing to understand is that if you're fighting on the low tech side, you want to try and use the weather to your advantage. A high tech army has the advantage, right, of night vision, of thermal. Well, one of the things I was thinking, I don't know 100% how well it would work, but um, I suspect that first of all, uh, if you're on the low tech side, fighting at night is not to your advantage because you can't see. The high tech side can see, but the low tech side cannot see. Okay, so night fighting may not necessarily be to your advantage unless, of course, you're just doing surprise. Okay, um, but then that increases the chance that you're going to get lost in the woods too. Okay, so I'm using daylight so I can see where I'm going. But the benefit of the snow, okay, is that if you're using binoculars or something, it can obscure the vision at a distance, especially if it's heavy snow. The other thing is with the thermal vision, right? Right now it's cold out, and this jacket is pretty well insulated. So if you touch the jacket is pretty cold. So it's insulated, so it's keeping in the heat. So are the pants. So I'm thinking that the most of the heat is going to be coming out just from my face over there. So instead of seeing like a big thermal image, you see a much smaller one. So that might also be an advantage, to the low tech side. Okay, fighting in the daytime when you can see, right, where the night vision side doesn't have all the advantage, but also using the cold with insulated clothing to mask your heat signature against thermal technology. Obviously, you can't do that in the summertime, right? Because there's nothing that you can wear in the summertime that's gonna really mask your heat. I mean, you could wear an insulated suit, but if it's like 90 degrees outside, you're gonna be really hot in that insulated suit. Okay, so the wintertime offers some real advantages to the low tech side. Okay, so I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna be coming in, and your job is try and find me. I gotta tell you guys, man, I think I was about 100 feet from the camera. I think the distance that I closed was about 50 feet. So I only moved about 50 feet across the snow doing a low crawl. Snow right now is about like 4 to 5, about 4 inches high, right? Because I've walked through it too. So I was going through about 4 inches of snow, but it's not straight ground. You know, a lot of times I was going up and over stuff, or rather I was crawling up and over stuff. Now this is a low crawl where I'm moving on my elbows, not, you know, my hips still mostly to the ground, but I'm mostly on my elbows. Let me tell you, going up those inclines on snow where you're losing traction, it is tiring. A couple of times I just had to stop and rest for a second or two before I continued. And even though I'm pretty close distance, I had to hold my breath between my shots because otherwise that red dot was just going up and down, up and down, up and down. So I definitely had to utilize the breath control. Otherwise, there was no chance I could possibly make that shot, even at that close distance of, you know, between 100 to 50 feet. Like I said, I started out at 100 feet and I closed into the target at 50 feet. Well, maybe I closed in 60 feet. So I probably covered about 40. Yeah, I probably covered space for about 40 feet. It is tiring when you're crawling on your elbows. Because remember, you're coming up, so your back's actually like arching like this as you're coming up. You know, it's you know, until you do it, you don't know how hard it is. It's definitely a workout. So let me know at what point you guys saw me. Give me the minutes and the seconds. Let me know at what point you guys started seeing me. You know, you realized where I was. Drop that in the comments below. It'll be useful to me. Thanks for watching. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe. Hit the bell button so you get notifications of the new videos I put up. I'll talk to you soon.